Trakata meditation, single pointed fixed gaze meditation. Now this is my favorite now. This is the main meditation I still use and my preferred one. This will give you great benefits in your life, so I really want you to pay attention to this one. And there are multiple ways to do it, and each have their own benefit. But the essential part of this is to have a fixed gaze, looking at something, eyes open obviously, without looking at anything else, without thinking of anything else, just putting all of your intention and attention on one single thing. And trying your hardest not to blink, to have this focus at it. So there's multiple ways you can do it. One is to have a little black sticker dot, or circle dot, it could be a color if you like, I find black easiest, that you just stick on a wall and you gaze at that dot and you stare at that dot for as long as you can without blinking. When you get to a spot where you need to blink, you can do one of two things. One, if your eyes are building that strain up and getting stressed, you just close your eyes and open them again slowly. Not a fast blink. Make it a controlled choice action, not a just reflex action like a blink is if your eyes are strained. Maintaining your eyes open. You're looking, you're feeling that strain. You know you need to blink, so you choose to blink slowly. The other one is to be gazing at that point. And your eyes are straining, feeling that burn. So close your eyes and build a picture of it in your mind. And see just that dot. And focus on it with your third eye. Now this is a little bit easier if you're doing something other than a dot. So for a Reiki practitioner, you can do it with a Reiki symbol and gaze at a printout of a Reiki symbol and feel the energy of that as you do. And then when you get to that point, you can close your eyes and do it. You can draw a little target like a crosshair that you look at and gaze. Some people will do this with a candle. I do not recommend that because that can hurt your eyes. Some people do this with the rising or setting sun. Again, not my recommendation. You might actually harm your eyes. Find a safe practice instead. Other people will do this with a picture of a deity that they worship. And that works quite well if you're doing that, close your eyes and maintain that image thing to try and build that image of what you've been gazing at. For some people, they will gaze at a negative of that deity. So have a black and white image of it, flip it to the negative image so you've got the reverse of it and gaze at that. And then when you do close your eyes, you actually see the natural image of that deity because you've stared for so long, it's burnt that image into your eyes. So it stays there for a little bit and it takes a moment for that to fade out. I first found that one when I was about 4. My nan had a negative image of Jesus, and you'd stare at it and stare at it and stare at it, stare at it, and then take it away and look at the ceiling, and you'd see Jesus drawn on the ceiling. I found it quite interesting, and it turns out it comes from a proper meditative practice. I just didn't have a clue. It was just a novelty. Now, for those who are the hypnotists there, the way to use this for building a mesmeric gaze is to do that gaze not just at the dot, but into the mirror and stare into your own eyes and feel that connection with your consciousness, with your soul. Now, when you do these gaze-based ones without blinking, you are going to notice your eyes play little tricks on you. Sometimes your vision will go a little deeper than what you're staring at, or a little further back, and it will mess with the cones and rods in your eyes, and you might stare and get a little hazy. You might see double or triple. You might have things disappear and get negative hallucinations. You might actually start to see shapes, things, or people there that are not there. Just ignore it. It's just a distraction. Just focus on what you're focusing on the dot, on the picture, on your eyes, whatever it is you're focusing on. Maintain your focus there. If you're staring into your own eyes, I quite often find I get to that point where I'm looking not into my eyes, but just a little bit behind my eyes, like I'm looking deep into where my brain would be, where I'm looking at my pineal gland, and my whole face looks normal, but I have 4 eyes, and I find that's a really good sweet spot for where my gaze is strong, for connecting to me and myself. It's kind of like those magic eye things that were popular in the 90s, where you gaze at a picture that's just all nonsense, and if you gaze that slight bit through it, a 3D image appears, and you can see this thing. Now, I warn you, the more you do this, the more you're going to get to feel what's actually really going on inside you, and you will start to hear that voice of your soul, of what is trying to be communicated to you. I just let it be. Just trying to quieten it. If there's a continual message, sit with it and do a concentration-based meditation where you do this gaze. But for most point, I want you to be silencing everything, just focusing on what you're fixated on. Now, with this, afterwards you will notice your attention to focus on things will be much detailed. You will notice your peripheral vision will start to expand and you'll see things outside more often. You will notice if you're doing the mirror gaze and you're looking into your eyes, you will naturally start to look into everybody else's eyes more. Now, a word of caution with this is your intention will start to flow through. So, I don't want you to do this if you are not somebody who is comfortable with the ethics of how your mind works. If you're looking into somebody's eyes after you've developed a good gaze and you are having thoughts about not liking the person you're talking with, or that you're going to rip that person off, they are going to get a feeling of that. It will become transparent. If your ethics are great and your intentions are great for the people you are with, they are just going to feel that loving, honest, caring feeling that you have for them. And it will be great for you. So if you're any kind of therapist and you've got a good intention, this will open up how well your therapy works. You will find more intimacy and closeness with the people you love and care for because you will be narrowly focused in on them when you're talking with them. Your attention will be on them and with them, and they will feel it, and they'll feel that connection, and they'll usually reciprocate that. So these practices, I do want people to tread with caution, unless those are things you want in your life, to be transparent and to be closer to people. Then pace yourself with these ones. From somebody who's done it and still does it, I can tell you, I find it extremely valuable. And the way I interact with people, I find is much, much greater. My mistake early on with this was that too much of an intensity of focus on people I was talking to. I then had to learn to look away and to blink and to have conscious blinks during conversations because it was freaking people out. Because my natural response then was just not to blink. If you do this for 10 minutes a day, for a couple of months, you will notice a drastic difference with how little you blink. And you should end up being able to go 10 minutes without blinking after possibly just a week or two. Maybe it might take you a whole month to get there. But it will happen. And you will feel more confident in yourself and more calm in yourself. And this meditation can be practiced anywhere, any place as well. You don't need to be at home. If I'm in a waiting room somewhere, I'll look around the room and I'll pick something. A light switch. It's got a little circle on it essentially. Stare at that. A dot in the carpet, a scratch on the wall, a nail in the wall, an O in the middle of a certificate that's on a doctor's wall, the little circle in the middle of the clock of where the arms spread out from to tick around. These are all things that you can gaze into while you're there. I wouldn't recommend gazing into the eyes of the stranger opposite you in the waiting room because you probably will freak them out and get into some sort of argument. So don't go there. But this is a valuable practice. And if out of any of these that there's one you should invest in, it is this. It really brings a presence to your life to help you connect to and understand the people in your life who you interact with. Now, I need to give one more caution with this. Once you get to that 10-minute mark of going without blinking, I do want you to stop. Because at that point, you can start doing damage to your eyes. You still will need to water your eyes sometimes. So at 10-minute mark, just leave it be. Don't try and be competitive and get to 20, 30 minutes, 40, an hour. Just let that be. I hope you enjoy this.